Welcome to Aspen Yoga. My name is Stacy. For today's beginning yoga video, we are going to focus on unlocking our lower body. So from our hips to our hamstrings, our quads, our knees, our ankles, all the way down to our feet. So props you're going to need: yoga mat. I have just a knee pad here. If you don't have a knee pad, you can grab a towel, just something. We're going to be on the knees a little bit, so if you need a little extra cushion for your knee, blanket, anything like that will work. And then a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, grab a tie, a belt, a towel, something that doesn't have any stretch to it. All right, so go ahead and gather everything that you need and meet me back on the mat. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and set our props off to the side here and just start in a seated cross-legged position. Hands are on your knees with a tall spine. Let's just start with some nice deep breaths. Inhaling here and exhale. Inhaling, filling your abdomen and your chest. Exhale, your shoulders relax while your spine stays tall. Inhale and exhale. Couple more times here. Deep inhale, send oxygen all the way to those toes, and exhaling. Last time, inhale here and exhale. Nice. Inhaling, raising your arms up over your head. And as you exhale, I want you to hinge forward at the waist. And as we hinge forward at the waist, I want you just to bring your hands, maybe your forearms to the floor, hinging forward at the waist, keeping the tailbone on the floor. Giving yourself a chance, your hips a chance to sink into the stretch here. Focusing on the mobility of our lower body. Taking the time with each pose to really allow our body to sink into the pose. Our muscles, really to acknowledge where we are. Let's go ahead and walk those hands to the side. And as we walk to the side, I want you to leave that opposite hip on the floor. You should feel a nice stretch in the opposite hip just falling into the floor. I don't want you necessarily to round your back. I want you to keep the back nice and straight. So elongating through your spine. A nice stretch into the hip. Good. Let's walk over to the other side. Bringing that opposite hand over. And as we bring that opposite hand over, we rotate the chest. Opposite hip stays on the floor. Nice deep breaths here. Settling into the stretch with a long spine. Good. And as you come back to the center, you might find yourself being able to fold forward just a little bit farther here. Good. Go ahead and walk your hands up slowly, sitting up nice and tall. Good. Why don't you place the hand on the floor, inhaling up, and as you exhale, slide over to the side, reach through those fingers, drop that shoulder away from your ear. Nice deep stretch, stretching through the side of the body, in through the hip. Good. Let's press up, cartwheel over, slide and reach to the other side. Nice deep breaths. Good. Keeping the chest open so we're not caving in. We're opening the chest, reaching tall, dropping that lower shoulder. Good. Coming up tall. One more each side. And usually as we get into the second time, you should be able to sink a little bit farther into the stretch. So open the chest, stretching over, dropping that arm. Good. So I don't want to let that shoulder creep up. I want to keep the shoulder down. Reach through the fingers. Good. Coming up and over. Opening up the chest, so as we twist over, open up, nice and tall. Drop that elbow. Good. Nice. Inhale up tall. Exhale, open and down. Let's visit those hamstrings. So I want you to stretch your leg out. Opposite leg stays tucked in. Now with hamstrings and with all of our stretches here, I do not want you to lock the knee out. I want you to keep a soft knee, toes engaged, so we don't have our toes pointed. We have an active toe, so pulling those toes towards your shin, inhaling up. Exhale, I want you to fold forward, and I want you to stop right below your knee with those hands. Keeping the back straight, toes tall. We want to prevent rounding of the back. I do not care if you can touch your toes. I can still get a nice hamstring stretch without touching my toes, without my chest or my head being on my shin. Good. So do what is comfortable for you. Inhaling up. Exhale, open and down. Switching sides. Each side may be a little bit different, so take the time to recognize this side. Pull those toes. No need to lock the knee out. Inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Bring those hands right below the knee. Back is straight. Good. So while my toes are pulled towards the shin, they don't have to actively be pull, 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 pull. I just need those toes up tall. Settle in here. It's a side tighter than the other side. Good. Inhaling up. Open and down. Nice. Let's go ahead and do double. So we're going to stretch those legs out. Soft knees. Inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Keep that back straight. And as our hamstrings start to loosen up a little bit, you will find that you will get a little bit farther. And that is great. Good. Just hinging at the waist, keeping the back straight. Up with an inhale. Open and down. Bottoms of your feet come together for a little bit of butterfly. Working on those inner thighs as you hinge forward at the waist, pressing down on your inner thighs with the elbows. Keep the back straight. Just looking at the toes or beyond your toes at the floor. Nice deep breaths. Good. Coming up to center, pulling those knees in. Let's come on to the hands and knees for a little cat and cow. Cat and cow to work on the mobility of our spine, which absolutely affects the mobility of our lower body. So knees are hip width apart, hands on your palms or your knuckles or shoulder width apart, round your back for cat. Looking up, put a sway in the back for cow. Good. Coming into cat. And cow. Two more times here. Cat. And cow. Last time, rolling into cat. And looking up, sway in the back for cow. Good. Coming back to that neutral spine. I want you to shift your hips to me. And shift your hips away. Good. Keep the weight on both knees as you shift. Get a nice stretch through the hip joints. One more each side. Shift. And shift. Good. The leg that is farthest away from me, I want you to go ahead and plant those toes and just do a nice long stretch here, keeping your back straight. So think about a modified plank here. Good. Coming back to the center, switching sides, plant those toes, press that heel back, stretching through the bottoms of your feet, and into those hamstrings. Good, coming back to the center. Switching legs again. I want you to take the knee that is farthest from me, and I want you just to draw some circles. Drawing some circles around. All the time you're pressing your mat away from you. Good, one more, and then we're going to switch directions, drawing circles the other way. One more time. Good, coming back to the center, switching sides. Draw your circles. You are in charge of how big your circles are. If you ever find this becomes uncomfortable on your wrist, just come on to your knuckles. Switch directions. Good, last time. Good, come back to the center. Nice, let's go ahead and slide back into child's pose. So take those knees out, touch those big toes together. Arms stretching out in front, relaxing the head and neck. Nice deep breaths here. Good, I want you to walk your hands up and just sit back onto those heels. Grab what you are using for your knee pad. We are going to start knee on the knee of the leg that is farthest from me. So go ahead and move whatever you have to that far side. We're going to bring our hands back out into quadruped. Tuck your toes under, lift up into a downward dog. Tailbone is high to the sky. Alternating, pressing through the heels. So let's just do a little pedal. Good. Pedal through, stretching through the calves. Good. From here, pressing into both feet. I want you to go ahead and lift the leg that is closest to me up to the ceiling, opening it up. Drive that knee forward as you step forward into a nice deep lunge here. Dropping the hips towards the floor. Pressing both hands into the floor. Good. Drop those hips, getting a nice stretch in the front of that leg that is back. And from here, adjust your knee pad. I want you to go ahead and place that knee onto the ground. And I want you to dig a little bit deeper here. So I want you to go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Bring that knee, open up the knee, opening up the inner thigh. I want you to go ahead and come into lizard. So bring the those bottoms of your forearms, those elbows to the floor. Nice deep breaths. Opening this leg up. If this foot needs to come off the ground, it can absolutely do so. Let's go ahead and open the chest. Lift up to the ceiling. Get in a nice stretch. So we're dropping that hip to the floor. Good. As we bring that hand down, I want you to press all the way up. Straight leg up front. A nice hamstring stretch. So if you are uncomfortable with your hands on the floor and your back rounds, I want you to come up and just a nice straight back. Hands above the knee or below the knee, 1 and 1. Keeping the back straight. Nice deep breaths. Good, let's go ahead and walk your hands up. Bend that front knee, inhaling arms up. Hands stay together. Lunge forward at the belly button. We get a nice deep stretch through that back leg, through the hip flexor. Nice deep breaths, hold here. Keep those hands together at the top. I want you to lean your hands towards me. So leaning your hands to me, getting a nice stretch front and side of the hip of the knee that is down. Good, as you come back to the center, fold forward, hands come onto the floor. Tuck the toes of the back foot, lift up, downward dog, tailbone high to the sky. Go ahead and move your knee pad over to the other side. Lift that leg up to the ceiling. Drive the knee forward. Step forward into your nice deep lunge here. keep that back straight. Dip those hips to the floor. Nice and strong here. Drop that back knee if you need to adjust. Drop that back knee onto your knee pad. Just a little bit deeper into the stretch. Go ahead and lift the big toe off the floor. If you need to, opening up the inner thighs, bring those elbows to the floor. A nice deep hip stretch into your lizard. Breathe here. Good. Opening up the chest, arm reaches up to the ceiling. Bringing that hand to the floor, pressing everything back into a nice hamstring stretch above, below the knee, never on the knee joint. Keep the back nice and straight, so we're hinging forward at the waist. Good. Nice deep breaths. Lifting up, bend that front knee, arms lift up. Nice deep lunge here into that hip flexor. Reaching tall. Good. Lean both hands away from me so the stretch comes into the hip flexor and really TFL the outside of the hip. Good. As you come back to the center, sweep those arms back. Bring the foot back onto a seated position here. And all the way onto your back. So let's go ahead, lie on your back. We've worked the front hip flexors. Let's visit those hamstrings again. So let's go ahead and pull both knees into your chest. Nice deep breaths. Roll from side to side. Good. As you come back to the center, place both feet on the floor. Go ahead and you grab what you are using for your yoga strap. We are going to do what's called flamingo. We are going to stretch hamstrings, adductors, inner thighs, abductors on the outside. So let's go ahead and start with the leg closest to me. Placing the strap just below your toes. If you need to do a little wrap with your hands. Knee does not need to be locked out. Can have a slight bend in the knee. We're just going to get a nice hamstring stretch here. Nice deep breaths. You are in control. We do not have our shoulders to our ears. We are not doing a bicep curl. So the arms are just there to guide you. I want you to take both ends of the strap in the same hand that your foot is. And I want you to bring your foot to me. Keep that opposite hip on the floor, opposite shoulder on the floor, adductors, inner thighs. Nice deep breaths. Good. Bring everything up. Keep your foot. Switch hands. Straighten that opposite leg onto the floor. Take the whole leg across the opposite side of your body. You look towards me. Leave that opposite shoulder on the floor, stretching everything down the IT band into your glute. Nice deep breath here. Good. Let's go ahead and come back to the center. Same thing on the other side. So below the toes. And just a nice hamstring stretch. Remember, it does not need, we do not have to have our knee locked out. We can have a slight bend in the knee and still get a good hamstring stretch. Good. Let those arms relax, shoulders relax. Nice deep breaths, breathing oxygen into the hamstring. Good. Take your hand, the band, your strap, in the same hand as your leg, and we're going to open that leg up, leaving that opposite hip on the floor. So we're getting an inner thigh stretch. Shoulders are away from your ears. We are not doing a bicep curl. So letting the arms stay straight as well as the legs stay straight, but we don't have to, we can still be straight and not locked out. Nice. Come back to the center. Switch hands. Drop that opposite leg. Open up the same arm to the ceiling. Cross it across. Take your time here. We're also getting to stretch in the back, so be mindful of how the back feels. Get a nice stretch across the hip, down, cross the IT band, that outer leg, the abductors. Nice deep breaths. Good. Go ahead and come back to the center. Nice. Get rid of that strap. Cross your ankle over your thigh, so the same leg we just finished up with. I want you to grab behind the thigh, pull it to your chest, relaxing the head and neck. This is our figure 4, which is getting deep into the hip, sciatic. Nice deep breaths here. Good. Go ahead and release and switch sides. So take that ankle over your thigh, grab behind the thigh, relax that head and neck back onto the floor. Nice deep breaths. Good. Go ahead and release. Hug those knees into your chest. Just draw some circles with your knees. And circling the other way. Good. Coming back to the center, placing both feet flat on the floor. Walk through a little relaxation. You can leave your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. You can extend your legs all the way onto the floor. Hands are across your side or across your belly. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale. Eyes focus on the ceiling, or you can go ahead and close your eyes. Inhaling here. And exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. Just to take some time here. Starting at the top of your head, to do a check-in. See how your body is feeling. Any areas of tension, allow them to release and relax. The top of your head, the back of your head is relaxed. Relaxing the muscles of your face, softening your forehead, your temples. Your eyes fall deeply into the back of your head as you relax your jaw. Your jaw hangs open, any tension releases and relaxes from your face. Relaxing your neck down into your shoulders. Picture a waterfall. As you waterfall any tension from the shoulders, down your arms and out your fingertips. Your arms are heavy and relaxed and asleep. Inhaling here. And as you exhale, relaxing the muscles of your chest, your upper back, relaxing your abdomen and your lower back. Taking a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, waterfall from your hips, down your legs, past your knees, your calves, and all the way out your toes. Taking a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, release and relax any tension. Taking some time here with your thoughts, allow your mind to wander as your body relaxes. As you inhale here, filling your abdomen with air. And as you exhale, wake up your fingers and your toes, your arms and your legs, taking your time to wake your body, waking your muscles up. When you're ready, I want you to slowly roll onto one side, coming up into a seated position. Good. Legs are crossed, hands are on your knees, nice tall spine. Let's take an inhale here together. Exhaling, shoulders relax. Inhale and exhale. One more time together. Deep inhale and exhale. Again, my name is Stacy with Aspen Yoga. Thank you for joining me today as we work through the range of motion of our lower body. Remember to subscribe and like, and I will see you again next time.